It says we're live, but I don't see it yet. Alright, hey guys, it's Merkel. Welcome back to the NR2003 series. It's been about 3 weeks. I'm going to pull up the points here before I get into it and see where everybody is. I am going to actually look and see where the top 6 are in points in a second, and then I'm going to share it though first with everyone. Alright, and then we're going to post it to the page. And then we'll get into the points, you guys. Alright, and post it to the page. Here we go. And then while I do that, I'm going to put this over here. And we're going to look at the points here real quick. With Josh, where he is down here on the bottom, we're going to add his points up so where he is compared to everybody else. So give me a second, you guys. So 33.93, 607. So he's at 4,000 exactly. So Josh is 5th with 4,000. And I think, so the top 5 are all within 107 points. Or the top 6 are within 107. So you got Randy in first. He has 47 or 4,047. Brandon second with 4030. Third is Ben. He's got 4021. Fourth, Adam has 4018. Fifth is Josh with the 4,000. And Kyle in sixth. I think the last one in championship contention because it's 103 points to Malenko after that. That's 3,940. It's a big stretch for Kyle, but he might be able to do it. With me doing this, I'm going to redo the comments real quick on the stream here, you guys. I'm putting how many points back everyone is. . Trying to do it quick so I can get into the race. But I'm going to put it in the comments so everyone knows how far back they are, the top 6. And Kyle minus 107. Alright, and then Randy has 3 wins. Brandon has 1. Ben has 3. Adam has 3. Josh has, I don't remember how many he has, 4 wins. And Kyle has 0. And then with that, give me a second, guys. Gotta open Facebook so I can copy the thing I posted. Emerson, either. Mike. This one, no, not that one. Actually, no, it is this one. Edit. Alright, save the stream title. Alright, there you go. Change that. Here we go. We're gonna get into quality. God, it took me a while to do that. Big oofs. Alright, guys, here we go. We're gonna get into qualifying here. I'm gonna make sure my mic's working before we do this. I think it is, yeah. Alright, we're all good. Let's get into quality here, and we're gonna have 134 laps. Alright, and then we're going to accelerate is he qualifying. And it looks like pole is David again. It's been a while since he's been on pole, but looks like he's gonna have it here this week. Wasn't supposed to do that. Alright, we have 40 seconds here. So we go to the 1 car, David. David 1, there we go. Forgot what buttons Emerson said to use to change cars in that because it's been 3 weeks. I was gonna try doing it the rest of the season. Wait, what did I do? Oh no.
Drivers, start your engines.
Alright, but starting first, David. Second, Dylan. Third, Zach. Fourth, Cody. Fifth, Maliko. Sixth, Devin. Eighth, Jacob. Ninth, Dan. 10th, Larry. 11th, Dustin. 10th, Dustin. Something like that. And then the rest of your field. Emerson starting in the rear today. As for championship contenders, we have Randy starts our first championship contender down the field. Oh Lord, is Randy, your points leader. Starting, I don't know, mid-pack. And then Josh and Kyle actually both right behind him. And then Brandon and Adam are back here along with Ben. So all three are, it looks like they're starting in the second half of the field today. As Ben is the last one. Is it Control Z or V? V for whatever the fuck I just did. Whatever. We're back green here for 134 laps here at Kansas tonight. My bad, you guys. Still getting used to it. I gotta ask Emerson what it is. That I gotta. Oh wait. Thought it just told me. Shift V. Control V. Okay. There we go. Just had to Shift V. Zach, your leader now of this race. Jacob in the second. Dylan the third right now. Is Larry fourth and Landon the fifth. And your first championship contender of Randy and Kyle. Look like they are both seventh and ninth. It looks like Jacob's going to take the race lead here. Randy trying to keep his dominance going this year. Being in the points lead a lot. Being one of the most consistent people as he puts Larry 3 wide. Nobody wrecked yet. Allen come back here 3 wide with Adam, one of the championship contenders, and Brandon. Along with Josh right behind him. Ben not having a good day. Needs to be able to catch up in points here as Jacob pulls away. Kyle up in the second. He has the biggest gap at that, you know, needs to close in on the leader for points. He's up in first in the championship contenders right now. Landon to third, or fourth, sorry. Brandon now passing Randy also. 4 championship contenders up here. Kyle, the fifth one, up in the front. As we're watching the battle right here between 4 of them, as they're both double file. Adam underneath Brandon here. Josh also going to take that inside lane as Kyle takes the race lead. Everybody checked up there. Kyle to the lead. Josh down on the inside for 5th. Also going to get passed right back by David here, your pole sitter for this race. They're all checking up back here with all these championship contenders. Ben slowly making his way through some people now. Once we go back to the lead for a little bit here. Fastest lap of the race so far through 7. Actually, we'll check in lap 10 for that fastest lap. Ooh, big bunch up here with the championship contender right in the middle of Josh. Still gonna go 3 wide into this turn. Looks like they all made it through. Brandon falling to the back. Kyle still your race leader here, trying to pull away. but has David, Cody, Jacob, and Troy right on him as David gets right underneath him there. Ben gets past two of the championship contenders. Brandon now the last championship contender out of the six right now. Kyle still the first one. Emerson started last up to seventh here. David getting passed by Cody here for the race lead. Cody now to the race lead here. Emerson the fifth. Kyle starting to fall back. Next championship contender looks like to be Adam in 20th. Now 16th actually. But all 16th on back are 5 championship contenders right now, except for Kyle who's up at the front. 3 wide up here with John, David, and Larry. Will they be able to make it and not wreck? They almost went 4 wide there. Kyle making it very dicey right here. But he's going to make it 3 wide again down the front straightaway. Jacob looks to the race lead here. Very sketchy right here. Everybody clears. These championship contenders don't want to be in the mix back here. But it's very congested. Ben, last place right now, needs to have a better run if he wants to keep running for this championship. Maybe he's just trying to avoid the wreck right now. We're going to watch right here as there's still 3 wide back here with Brandon. And Randy and Adam are back here. Kyle back to the race lead, as it's very congested back here again with Emerson and them. Cody looks to be right on the back bumper, Malenko. All good up here. I'm going to watch right here with Emerson. They're still bunched up here. Kyle losing the race lead though to Zach here. Dylan also on the bottom, and championship contender Josh out of nowhere. Now trying to get up there for the top 5. He actually is in the top 5, sorry. He's actually trying to go for 4th right now underneath Dan. As Kyle and him are now side by side. Kyle needs to get to the bottom to be able to keep up with the 95 of Josh here. Looks like he will not be able to though, and I think pit stops will be here in like 4 to 5 laps. They're going 3 wide behind again. Surprisingly, no wrecks yet. Ben not last anymore. Markle is. Josh and Kyle battling for the championship with Randy not too far behind. Kyle gets back to being the first championship contender as he's 6th in points, 107 back. Dylan, your race leader. Kyle looking underneath him though for the race lead, and he does get there. Oops, I went too far. Oh well. Looks like they're 3 wide for the lead though. No pit stops yet. Zach's still your race leader now. 3 wide though behind with Kyle, Dan, and Randy. Very close there. The teammates touch That's going to send Kyle back now. Randy, your points leader, doing a good job right now. He's not in the congested part anymore. Ben still staying back behind, as it's very congested up here now. So far, so good. Feel like when pit stops come, we might have a problem. Randy, though. Ooh, they touch back here. They keep it clean still. But man, Kyle's falling back to 15th. Actually, almost, into the bottom 20. Highest championship contender, Randy in 4th. Brandon, though, actually right behind him there in 5th. And I think they're, first and second in points. Yep, Brandon 17 back from that 41 car. Three wide again back here. With Brandon, a championship contender, Adam right behind them. As we watch to see what happens here in the 3 and 4. They almost wreck here again. Malencar, your race leader, with Larry and Landon right behind him. 4th and 5th, two championship contenders of Randy and Brandon. First and second in the points as of right now. Randy, Malencar, pit. Larry stays out. Oops. I almost had the field pit there. Looks like Larry pits. Landon's going to stay out this time. Same with Devin, Cody, and it looks like Dustin, so. Damn it, I wanted to go to Landon. Shit.
I'm back.
YOLO.
Probably get out my mic to the
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so Landon, the last one to stay out so far. No yellows yet, surprisingly, today. I think Landon's run out of gas. Because Devin just passed him down the back straightaway. He definitely has run out of gas. I think Cody might have now, too. Devin looks like he made it. We'll watch the 88's pit stop. Malenko was the leader when he came in. So we'll see what happens here after all this. There is still no yellow. Like I said, championship battle though is Randy 17 points ahead of Brandon, 26 ahead of Ben, 29 ahead of Adam, 47 ahead of Josh, 107 ahead of Kyle, the only 6 in contention with 6 races left to go. Unless, they all of a sudden wreck out every race, which more than likely will not happen. As of right now, it looks like Devin is coming out first. But it looks like Larry is going to take the lead. Randy second. Malenko going to be third. Brandon fourth. So 2-year championship contenders, Randy and Brandon, ended up being up here. Randy actually going for the lead on Larry. Malenko going to make it the 3 wide as he takes the race lead back. Oh, what happened with Brandon here? I think Brandon might be having a mechanical failure. As we're gonna watch and see what happens. Malenko is your race leader. This is not good for Brandon's championship hopes here, as he's 17 points back from the race leader, or points leader. As for fastest lap of the race today, it is Zach, Cody, Kyle, Malenko, and David. Brandon comes down pit road. As we wait to see what they call here. It looks like he's just pitting. Dustin also went 2 laps down for some reason. We don't know why. So, Brandon pits. As we go find Malenko, and then we'll go through the field here. Malenko first. Points leader second, Randy. Third is Larry. Fourth, Jacob. Fifth, Devin. Seventh is Elijah. Eighth, Nathan. Ninth, Markle. 10th, Emerson, I think. Or did I miss somebody that was... Because it says Kyle's 10th, so that's the next championship contender in 10th place. And he is in 10th, alright. Then back to the other championship contenders. Ben is 17th. Adam's 18th. Josh is 21st. And Brandon's dead last in 25th. Or 24th, because the 14's 2 laps down. As Randy side by side with Malenko here for the race lead. Larry to second, Malenko back to third now. He got a big chunk here around 10th place or so. Kyle to the line will end up being still 10th. As he's side by side with Elijah and pushing Emerson into the corner here. Everyone needs to hope for that 41 to not have a good last couple races, but all of a sudden he's having another great one here tonight. As Malenko retakes the lead from him. As Randy fell back to third there. I mean, I guess it could help Malenko if he, somehow keeps finishing in front of all of them the rest of the race, and maybe he can win it, as he's 7th in points. But he's like 230 back. But he has to hold out this 41 of Randy this race. And as for fastest lap, it's still Zach in the 18. 41's not even in the top 10 of speed. He's 11th. As Malenko is 5th. As they're coming here for lap 36 of 134. Under 100 to go here, as they have like 97 left. Something like that. Troy just past Emerson as Nathan now goes under 36 at Emerson back here with Markle trying to go underneath. His friend Michael in the 40 as Kyle has fallen back to it looks like 11th. Ben looks like he's trying to get up through a couple spots. Same with Adam. Still stuck behind his brother for Ben. Right now behind Dan. Josh all the way back in 21st. Brandon in 24th. A couple laps down now. Or one lap down, I should say. As it looks like it's going to be a three-car race between Larry, Malenko, and Randy this race. A Dodge, Chevy, and Ford. I thought we would have had a yellow this race, but so far so good. The way they were racing early on in the big pack wasn't doing so well, but now they don't have that. I mean, they got a little big one back here. As we continue to watch the race lead with Malenko, Larry, and Randy here. Randy back to second. Malenko holds on to the lead. As for lap traffic, not yet. Probably after another set of pit stops, which should be here any time again. Maybe it's every 25 laps, so around lap 50 then. So yeah, with the next 10 laps, we'll have pit stops as Randy looks underneath Malenko here for the race lead. But doesn't get there. Gonna get another run off of 4. Looks like Larry might actually get more of a run than Randy did. Randy didn't peek out, but they are going to in 1. Moves Malenko out the way there. I was going to put Malenko to 3rd and Randy to the race lead here. And Larry to 2nd. Larry looks in the 1. Gets the back bumper of the 41 but doesn't hit him. Malenko back to 2nd and Larry. Chasing Randy back down here. As we're going to watch for the points leader next pit stop here. Him and Malenko pitted together, I'm pretty sure. Malenko though back to the race lead. Larry back to 2nd. Randy falls back to 3rd. Randy, don't know, maybe he went a little too high there. Lost a lot of time. See, he's pitting. Okay, Malenko, Larry, and Randy all pit here. Looks like Michael stays out, and he's going to be the leader. Kyle also pits. Randy comes out. Larry right in front of him. Malenko having a long pit stop comes out third. Larry comes out the leader. Theoretical leader. It looks like Devin possibly leader right now. This race might go super quick today. Does anybody beat Larry out? From what I can tell, it doesn't look like it. But we might have some new people in that top three. Maybe not. But Larry's out to a huge lead over the 41. There's Devin. Larry gets around him. Larry back to the race lead. 1.5 over Randy, and then 1.6 over Malenko, who's right there with Randy. We're going to go back to Malenko and Randy, and we're going to go Malenko, who passed Randy here, go on board with him. They're under a second now to Larry. They are catching up fast. Randy, though, looks underneath Malenko here. Coming to lap 52. It looks like Mike, Kyle, Merkel, Jacob, Devin, and Emerson look like they all might be catching up to the back of these three. And it looks like they are. They definitely have caught up. Malenko, though, dives back down to the inside of Randy here for a second. As they, finally caught up to Larry this lap. We're still green here. Alenka though dives down to the inside of Larry. Down the front straightaway. Larry cuts him off. Oh, no. He does get there. He's going to take the race lead into one. From what it sounded like, somebody may have hit the wall. Don't know who, but it sounded like somebody did. It looks like it was Devin. We're going to go back and see what happened real quick. It just comes up in front of the 40. Gets turned into the wall. Mike also is going to have damage because of that. So go back to your race leader, the 12 of Malenko. In front of Larry now. Emerson, Jacob, Markle, Elijah, and it looks like Kyle have all caught back up. So you got two championship contenders up here. Possibly Malenko if he can keep, finishing in the front these last couple races now. But Malenko's like 230 back. Kyle's 107 back. He's got way better of a chance. But here comes Randy, your points leader, passes Malenko. That puts Emerson now into third as Larry leads. Randy underneath Larry here. Randy back to the race lead going into one. Jacob now all of a sudden up here. He's going to be back up in the second. Malenko though shoves Larry and Emerson get, shafted on the outside lane. Malenko back to third. Larry's going to get shoved all the way back now as Emerson's underneath him, and Markle and Kyle in the 42 and 9 are now going to get underneath. Jacob though to the race lead in the 3 car. Emerson makes it 3 wide with Malenko and Randy. Emerson to second. We're catching up to the 88 who has damage. This is going to make a problem for all of them. Emerson's going to get stuck behind him. Same with Malenko and Randy. Randy, the first one to get to the bottom. They're actually going to go 3 wide around Devin. Malenko, the last one to get around him. It's Jacob's first. Merkel's second out of nowhere. Oh, what the fuck. Third, Larry. Fourth, Kyle. Fifth, Elijah. Kyle now the highest championship contender. Randy back to 6th. Emerson to 7th. And Malenko to 8th. As David is catching back up with Dan in 10th now. So I don't know what happened, but everybody's catching back up. First run was just a fluke with those 3 being in the front, I guess. No one's out of the race yet, but the 88, 14, 2 laps down, Brandon won. Larry looking to the inside of the 3 car here. Doesn't get there. But many things. Elijah down in the 3rd now. Looked underneath. Randy now looking underneath the 4. Randy back to being the first championship contender, position-wise. Larry back down to the inside of the 3 car here. Emerson almost hits the 4. Larry back to the race lead. David and them have all caught up. Back here, 3 wide. David on the back bumper. Malico pushing him now back up in the second. Larry still leads. Three wide behind. Malico dives down to the inside of the double O. Larry doesn't get there though. Gets the door closed on him. Kyle back to being the first championship contender of the 6. But is also getting shafted back to the high side as Malico takes the race lead now on the bottom, going to 3 and 4 underneath Larry. But Larry drives it in deep, and Malico pits with Larry. So that means Randy could not get the pit road there, looks like. And Dan's going to lead that lap, actually. The race is actually getting back to being good. Well, damn. Merkel pits Dan Emerson. That leaves Kyle to stay out. We'll see where he comes out in comparison. That's him, David, Cody, Jacob, and Landon all stay out. David, though, going to be the first one going in now. Landon and Cody still stay out another lap. We're going to watch Kyle's pit stop, though. He was the last championship contender to stay out. Actually, Adam just came in too, along with Josh, I think. But they were both a little bit farther back. Kyle does get off before the 1. But here comes some people. There's Emerson, Dan, Elijah, Larry, Malenka all get up before Kyle. Emerson might be your new race leader. We'll see when they come around to the line this time after after Landon and Cody pit. Yep, it will be Emerson. Emerson, Dan, Elijah, new top 3. Dan, though, getting pushed by Elijah there. Dan's going to go to the race lead here. As Emerson tries to hold him off on the high side. Malaco and Larry still in this fight. Back into 4th and 5th. But these 3 jumped him. Dan going to lead this lap. It looks like as of right now it's a 5-car race with Landon in 6th. 7th, David. 8th, Cody. And 9th, Merkel. 10th is going to be Kyle, and Randy fell back to 11th. Adam and Ben are by each other, and Josh is all the way back there. Brandon still a lap down. Malenka, though, to the race lead here. As these 5 are trying to pull away. Malenka actually pulling away a little bit. It's a 3 wide with Kyle, Landon, and Zach back here. Back up front, still Malenko. They're coming up to Michael, who has damage. Not having a good year. Emerson on the back bumper of that 4. Dan, though, down to the inside, possibly of the 12 car Malenko. Doesn't get there, though. He does in the 1 and 2. Dan going back for the race lead here underneath the 12. Chevy v Dodge in the front. As they catch up to the 40 of Michael here, this is going to put Malenko onto the high lane. Going to give Dan the lead and keep the lead. Larry to second. David to third. Elijah's going to be the 4th. Troy actually somehow up here in the 5th. Malenko's going to fall back to 6th as he's still stuck behind the 40. Actually pulls down in front of Cody here, and he's going to get back and stay in 6th. Emerson, though, fell back to 8th. We still surprisingly have 14 cars within 2 seconds of each other by almost lap 80 here. As David goes for his lead, your pole sitter this race. Troy, though, looking for the first place here underneath David going into 1 and 2. It looks like Troy now your new race leader. Alright, and sorry, I was doing something. Troy, race leader, now lapping Brandon again. Cody to 2nd. 3rd, Larry. Zach 4th. Emerson to 5th. Randy back up here in 6th. Malenka 7th. Dan 8th. 9th. David 10th. Jacob all up here still fighting for this. Elijah back in 11th. I think we had the top, 14 up here, like I said. Everyone just keeping pace today for once. Three wide again back here in the back. Everyone now got to get around the 44 Brandon as Troy pulls away. Fast lap of the race. Actually, David now in the one car. Then Dan, Troy, Cody, and Zach. So some people have gotten faster through this race. Adam's 15th, Ben's 18th, Josh is 19th. Not having good days for those championship contenders. Malenko back up into 5th. Passing Randy right now. He's trying to get around Dan here now. With Jacob possibly taking him 3 wide, but doesn't. Looks like Zach though might go for the race lead. And he does on Troy. Ooh, Troy almost wrecked it there. As David now back to the race lead. Zach to second. Malenko to third now. Landon all the way up to 4th. Are people pitting or something? No. David gets out to a decent sized lead as everybody's congested up here with the 88. He's stacking everybody up. Malenko not being able to get around him. Gets stuck. They still have yet to get around him. Malenko got way screwed out here from Devin in the 88. And still is. Pit stops have started. It's going to put David still in the race lead here. Way out in front by 1.2 seconds. David hanging on here. Cody stays out, along with Landon and Merkel. We'll see where everybody comes out in comparison to where David was. I think we'll have one or two more pit stops from here. I think two more. Actually, Kyle might actually get out in front. No, he doesn't. Almost. Dave and Kyle are going to be right by each other as they come out of pit road. And it might be those two fighting for the race lead now. Kyle looks underneath David here. There's Merkel. There's Cody. Actually, Landon comes out the race leader in the 48. But Kyle's going to have to speed. He's probably going to get past him down here on the front straightaway. And he does. Ooh. His teammate blocks him. But Kyle's still going to get there. As of right now, it's a 4-car battle between the 948, 18, and 1. Fast lap in the race, still David in that 1 car. Zach, though, now to the race lead down on the bottom. David back down to the inside now, going for the race lead here in lap 95 of 134. Puts Zach up into the high lane. Highest championship contender, Kyle, at the moment. Only one in the top 10. What happened to Malenko? He's fallen back to 12th, but he's still in the big pack. Catching up to Brandon again, another lap car. How will people navigate him? Looks like David's going to get through. Kyle will too. They both go to the bottom. Kyle, though, might make a move here into 1 now. And he does. He gets to the bottom of David. Landon gets back to 3rd. Now to 2nd. And Dan to 5th. Emerson back to 6th. Everybody's back up here now. Malenko about 3 seconds back from the leader. Got some work to do to catch back up after leading a lot of laps today. Early on. Zach, though, looks like he's trying to get the run off from 4 here. Trying to get around Kyle for the race lead. Zach, though, gets to the bottom now. He's going to take the race lead from Kyle. Dan to 2nd. You actually had 3 Hendrick cars up here, actually, for once. As 3 of them were bottom of the points. Dan, though, might lead this lap. Doesn't, though. Missed it by 0.01 that time. Landon now takes the race lead from Dan, as the lap car Brandon seems to be back up to speed now. 2 laps down. This is going to put Emerson to the race lead. As we got 9 cars in the lead pack. 10 if you count Brandon. And then 4 trying to catch back up, or 5 trying to catch back up. Elijah now to the race lead. Larry back to second. Cody back to third. And those 5 cars back there with the 3, the 12, the 42, the 11, and I don't remember who the other one was, are catching up to this pack. And Randy. As Zach dives back down to the inside of Cody here for the race lead. As they're all getting congested again before pit stops. This should be the final pit stop coming up. As we're catching up to 88 Devin here. How badly will this screw people up this time? And it screws David up badly this time. Ooh, they almost wrecked there. They're going 3 wide now. This brings all the other guys back into this pack. David just getting shafted on the outside, being stuck behind the 88 Devin. And still is. Just like Malenko last time. As Zach holds on to the race lead. As they're going 4 wide behind him. They didn't wreck it somehow. They almost did, but Dan gets second out of the whole exchange. As Larry's now down to the inside of him for second. But actually couldn't get there. Dan holds on to it. And a lot of lead changes this race. As we have all the way to 14 still in this pack, basically. Technically 15 cars if you count Brandon, but he's in 22nd a lap down. As we are possibly 3 wide for the race lead here. The 18 almost turns to 24. Larry now to the race lead. Larry still holds on to it. Kyle, though, diving down to the inside here into 1. Emerson almost gets up into Larry there. As Troy makes it 3 wide back for second place, behind Kyle leading now. Looks like the 22 and 2 may have hit the wall at some point. We're 3 by 3 down the front straightaway here. Kyle still holds on to the race lead. Actually, no, he doesn't. Troy got underneath him going down, or going through 1 and 2. Troy now has, as Landon gets back to second, Cody back to third. They're going to put Kyle 3 wide. Landon actually might have led that. He did lead that lap. Everybody checked up there out of nowhere for some reason. That puts Cody now to the race lead. Plate racing at Kansas. From 13th on back, Randy actually lost the group. Landon now back to the race lead down on the bottom. Pit stops happening. Congested everybody up with Zach pitting there. Nobody wrecks. I think this should be good to the end for everybody. If not, they might be pitting close to the end of this race. Malenka, though, right back to the race lead out of nowhere. Hasn't been there this whole run, but I also think he's pitting this time. And he is. Landon stares out. Actually, a good chunk of them stayed out. Landon, Cody, a couple others behind them. Brandon did too, but Brandon, you know, a lap down. Kyle, David, Jacob, Landon pits. Cody stays out. We're going to watch Cody. He will probably be able to make it to the end as it's 20 to go this time. Markle and Troy also stayed out behind him. Cody ran out of fuel, I think, on the first pit stop of the race. Trying not to have that happen again, hopefully. And Cody pits this time. Same with Troy and Markle, and they close in, coming into pit road. No one's out of the race. Let's see where Cody comes out in comparison to that whole group of cars. Who will be the leader this time? Actually, Markle's gonna. No, he's not. It looked like he was gonna get out in front of the 42. Or in front of the 43. The 43 gets out in front of the 42 here. But Markle and Cody looks like they might be first. Actually, never mind. Landon just blows by them. And he is definitely going to be the race leader. And we have to get through the 88 one more time this race. Kyle the second. Third, Dan. Fourth will be Cody. Fifth, Zach. And then sixth is 3 wide with Malenka, Elijah, and Merkel. Landon back to the race lead. So at least the top 8 are still in contention for this, as 9th on back are about 3 seconds back right now. But if they all can draft together, these guys, if they can all draft together, they might get back up there. sorry guys, was doing something as we have about 14 laps to go here. Kyle's your race leader. Malenko back up to second, and we're catching up to the 88 here this time by. Who's going to get stuck behind him? It looks like Kyle this time. Actually, no, he will not. Malenko, Landon all get by Kyle. Malenko, Landon. Looks like Elijah's going to be the one stuck behind him this time. Malenko to the race lead. Kyle falls back to third now. Landon gets back to second. Third Cody, or fourth Cody. Fifth Markle, sixth David. Alright, all of them finally got around him. Emerson, Troy, Jacob, and Larry still trying to catch back up to the main pack. Malenko though to the race lead. Cody to the race lead. David looking to make it 3 wide for the race lead. That puts Cody way up the track. Almost hits Malenko. That puts David back into the race lead. Your pole sitter at this race. 3 wide back behind him again. I have Brandon in the way again this time. Again, more lap cars. Three wide for second. Zach now up to second, pushing Malenko to the high side. David pulls away a little bit again. Markle and Dan touched there. Zach though looks underneath David here, possibly for the race lead. Nobody back here wrecks yet. Have not had a single yellow yet this race. As we're on lap 126 at 134. Zach dives down to the inside of David here. Zach now to the race lead. Cody up in the third, right behind David. Pushing him. David probably going to make a move here on Zach. Goes to the bottom here in the 1 and 2. Cody going to make it 3 wide. Cody now underneath David here, going into 3 and 4. Will he be able to stick it in there? Kyle actually caught right back up with this happening. Cody now to the race lead off with 4. Kyle now dives down to the inside for the race lead with Landon making it 3 wide for the race lead. Zach back to second. Malenko back up here now in the 4th. Emerson about 3 seconds out in 10th. Malenko going to make a 3 wide down the front straightaway for the race lead. Zach and Malenko touch there. Elijah now down to the inside of Malenko for the race lead. Markle to second out of nowhere. Same with Dan in the third. Four to go. with 9 cars battling for this race win in a lap car. Dan now to the inside of Markle here for the race lead. Will Kyle make it 3 wide? No, he does not. Dan's going to lead lap 131. Kyle down to the inside of Dan here for the race lead. 3 wide behind them. David, though, now looking for the race lead. Going to 3 and 4 here underneath Kyle. Landon back to second. David back to the race lead. Oh, and they finally wreck for once. It is Zach, Brandon, and Dan. Will anybody pile in? Zach's still on the track slow. Same with Brandon. Nobody piles in, but we go back to the front. Looks like David's going to get his... I don't think it's his first one, but he's going to get another win this year. As the yellow will be out here. David wins. Cody's going to get second, it looks like. First wreck of the race comes with 2 to go. As we wait for this thing now to finish out. Highest championship contender is Kyle. Malenko does finish in front of him. Probably won't gain a lot though on the 9. Or on the 41, sorry. He might. We'll see what the points look like after. As they're coming around to the final lap here. And as we finish up here, let's go find Brandon and see what happened. Dan just turns the 18, which puts Brandon into it. The rest of them just slide on by. And we're going to go back to the 1 car. And go live as he's going to cross the line here. As they are down the back straight away. Only yellow today. Probably would have been actually a good finish for once, but you know, a yellow had to come out at some point. Fastest lap of the day does go to the 1 car also, so he gets pole, fastest lap, and he's going to get the win. I don't think he had the most laps led though. David gets his win on the year. David finishes first. Cody second, Malenko third, Kyle fourth, highest championship contender. Fifth is Landon, sixth Elijah, seventh Markle, eighth Jacob, ninth Emerson, 10th Larry, 11th Troy, 12th Dan, 13th Zach, 14th Randy, your points leader. Ben might be 15th, but he was running last early on in the race, so 15th probably better from what he could be. He also finishes in front of 2 championship contenders of the 95, 19, and actually the 44 of Brandon. The 2 Nathan 20th, John 22nd, 23rd Brandon, 18th for Dylan, 19th for Luis, 22nd for Mike, horrible day for Dustin, and 24th, and last is going to be Devin in the 88. Kyle definitely gained points. Same with Malenko. And we will see you next time at Charlotte, but let's go back to this one. Results. Can we... wanted to see, get a look at the stats, but I don't remember how to do that. There it is. So, laps led. Looks like that went to Malenko with 23. David had 17. I think he had the second most. He did. With that fastest lap, Malenko also gained 175 points. Actually gained more than Kyle today. So, Malenko might be in the running for this championship if he can keep it up. And we'll see you next time at Charlotte.